Retro games. This term kind of means something different for everybody, I think. Depending on what era you grew up in is gonna decide what you would count as retro. And for me, that would be like the PlayStation 1, the GameCube, the early 2000s era of consoles. I wasn't really a PS2 kid, as I know a lot of people were. I spent all my time either playing with Legos or playing games on the GameCube and the PlayStation 1. And today I want to talk about one of those games on the PS1. I spent countless hours playing this game as a kid, and I still come back to it every now and then, like semi-regularly, because I think it holds up as far as like the fun goes, but also it's nice to have a break from the hustle and bustle of new age video games where everything's like a live service that you're meant to sink countless hours in for an indefinite amount of time. The kind of games that don't really end. They don't have like a stop where you've done everything there is to do and there's nothing else to do. Games like Fortnite, Destiny, the newer Call of Duty games, and things such as. These are all games where you kind of just keep playing until either the new one comes out, in like Call of Duty's case, or until the next battle pass or season pass thing starts, like in Destiny and Fortnite. That stuff gets really old, at least for me personally, so it's nice to go back to the old stuff where there is a definitive stopping point. You will get to a point where you have done everything, you've experienced the whole game, and now you're done, and you can go play something else, or play it again, or whatever. And there's a good, top 10 list of like my favorite games of all time. And I would say a good portion of those games are older, and when I say older, I mean, PS3 and back. PS3, Xbox 360, and back. I would say that's older for me. I was born in 2000, so I'm almost 25. Which, funny enough, makes the game we're talking about today almost as old as me, I think. When did this game come out? November 17th, 1999 is when this game came out. So it's a little bit older than I am, but not by much. It's about as old as I am. And I would say that, unlike myself, it has aged quite well. This isn't like a whole video essay sort of thing. I'm not like trying to do a dissertation about this game. I just want to show off this little time capsule item of mine. It was fun to go back and play it. It's fun to point out things about it that I like and share the overall vibe with you guys. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Toy Story 2 Buzz Lightyear to the Rescue on PlayStation 1. Enjoy. The good old days when you had to spam X to skip all the opening titles. I like that guy. Hello, Rex. So nice to see you. And so we begin our journey. We are the man, the toy, the legend, Buzz Lightyear, in the flesh, or plastic, I suppose.
I come in peace.
Hey, dude, don't interrupt me. You have a laser. It's pretty cool. Just some basic platforming going on here. Definitely not a groundbreaking game. I would say not even for the time it was made. But it doesn't need to be, especially back then. I feel like, the late 90s, around the time this was made, it didn't seem like every game was trying to be the next best thing. Like every game wanted to reinvent the wheel or be the biggest groundbreaking award-winning thing. Also, there's this little first-person aiming mode. Cool little detail is you can see Buzz Lightyear's face in the reflection of his helmet. You can also hear him breathing, which I think I'm just now noticing for the first time, which is insane. So this first level, you're just kind of going around and doing things. And I guess we should go talk about this. Rex will give you hints if you go talk to him related to either the level in specific or just the game in general. Different mechanics and things to help you out. Very nice. Thank you, Rex. As I was saying, this first level, you're kind of just going around Andy's house, completing little objectives as you kind of learn how to play the game. Though I would say there's really not that much to learn. If you played any other like 3D platforming game, you kind of know what you're doing here. But this one is different because you're Buzz Lightyear and you come in peace. There's something I like. I like the little animation for when he's on the ledge. We're collecting these coins for a purpose. Oh, well, I guess we're doing this now. I was gonna save this for later. But yeah, so this robot toy is trying to kill us now. Not very cool of him. Very basic first level mini boss stuff. Wait until he tires out. Hit him with the blicky. Rinse and repeat. And there we go, we have our first Pizza Planet token. Each level has 5 tokens. In this first level, we can get all 5. God damn it. We can get all 5 of the Pizza Planet tokens in this level. We don't need any special gadgets. Well, that's not true. There is one, but in later levels, there will be certain tokens that you aren't able to get yet. And usually they're locked behind needing a certain gadget that you haven't unlocked yet. But in order to unlock the final boss level of the game, you do have to have all the Pizza Planet tokens collected. So the idea is that late game, you'll end up making your rounds back to the previous levels to collect the tokens you did not get the first time around. So it is kind of nice that they don't make you go through and like fully complete a level over again if you're just trying to get one of the missing tokens. It's a good feature. So that was Ham sitting here on the couch. He's what the coins are for. One of the tokens on every level is collecting 50 coins and bringing them to this guy. So that is another thing in most of the levels, if not all of them, where Mr. Potato Head will unlock a new gadget for you to use in exchange for a missing piece of his body. And that one we just picked up was an ear, and his picture is now flashing on the top of the screen letting us know we've got it. We can go bring that to him. So we've got a few more rooms. We could go to the garage that way, the basement here, or the kitchen. And Mr. Potato Head's in the basement, so we're going to go there next. I'm not going to break down every level like I'm doing this one. This is just the first one. So I'm just getting you like acquainted with this game that only I am obsessed with. Here's Mr. Potato Head, and here's the gadget that he has locked behind this box. Give him his ear. Now we can use this gadget, and it's this bubble. It makes us like slip a bit when we run, but we can run on top of this goop, which I didn't show ahead of time, but this goop hurts us. Why is there a bright green toxic sludge flooding the basement of Andy's home? I don't know. And that's just kind of the end of that. So, moving on. Let's see if I can get the coin. Damn. I'll be back for that coin. Something else I kind of like. There's a couple little spots where you can just kind of hide inside of something for no apparent reason. Bet you didn't even know I was in there, huh? There's really no purpose for that to be there, but it's there. And, I appreciate that. Here we go. Let's go. So aside from the laser, we've also got this little spinny attack. Certain enemies are impervious to your laser, and you have to use the spinny attack on them. And we now have our second Pizza Planet token. We are trucking right along. And that is it for the basement area. Guess we'll hit the kitchen next, since it's right here. Now we can go visit the pig. Get that Pizza Planet token once we're done in here. Keen-eared viewers might have just heard... God damn it! 20 years, guys. Been playing this game 20 years. Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell? So obviously we can get more than the 50 coins required to get the token from Ham, but you can collect more, though there's not really anything to be gained from it, which is odd. So here's Bo Peep,
Buzz, can you find my sheep?
and as you can see, she wants her sheep. That's what we've been picking up sheep for. There's one more to get, so we'll come back when we find it. Give these coins to old Ham and collect our third Pizza Planet token. Making good progress. So now we'll go to the final room, the garage. And I'll tell you, being next to this car kind of shows they did a pretty good job at the scaling, I would say. You know, I'd say that looks about right. Buzz Lightyear next to this car wheel. You know, that seems about accurate scale. You know, for an old PlayStation 1 game. Now this right here, I like stuff like this. This is fun. Little tool-themed obstacles.
No time to lose.
How adorable is that? Ouch. Not that adorable. And now, boom. Shortcut, so we don't have to run the whole gauntlet again if we fall from this point forward. This is probably one of the things that kept me playing this game all the time over the course of, like, my whole life, is that there's so many things to collect, and that just really itches some part of my brain. Like, I've already gotten the Pizza Planet token from Ham. I don't need to keep collecting all these coins. But I will. I will collect every single coin that I come across every playthrough. Every time. And that was the last sheep. So, we can go give those to Bo. But before we do that, there is one more thing to do in this garage. And that is race RC. Seems a little unfair since he's, you know, a little vehicle and we're just plastic legs. But, you know, we'll give it our best shot. Oh, he spun out. And he'll slip around in that oil as well. And you're like, oh no, he's passing me up. Shoot, he might actually beat me. I'm gonna have to do this again, aren't I? Unbelievable. Yeah, we get it, RC. Let's run it back, okay? Come on. Hopefully we can try that again without having to reload the level. I don't know that I've ever lost that race before. That's crazy. Caught on camera.
Thanks, Buzz.
And here's our fourth Pizza Planet token. Let's go see if leaving and coming back fixed RC in there, because old games tend to do that. Everything in the room resets when you leave it. How's our boy? There we go. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. You can just run in front of him. It'll slow him down. He'll bump into you. Just like that. Get fucked. See, that's how you win races, kids. You just gotta be toxic. Boom. Get shit on, RC. Our fifth and final Pizza Planet token. So, this time, we'll just exit the level. Nothing else to do here.
To infinity and beyond.
And I mean, that's just... You gotta love that. We save after every level. That is a must. These voice lines are just so fun. This little guy, this little plastic green army man, sitting on this back porch, yelling that into the void, hoping that we come along. Love that guy. There he is.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. So there's our get these 5 little guys and bring them back, please. Every good level has one of those, and that's all of them. They all have one. And they're all good levels. Checks out. I like the green beam, not green bean. I like the green beam power-up. The green bean power-up. I like green beans and power-ups. And green bean power-ups. I can jump to this, right? Aha. You know what? Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we were supposed to use the car to get into that washing machine, as indicated by all of the coins meant to draw your attention. Just like the chair from that first level. Who doesn't love a good boing? So here's an example of what I was talking about earlier, about needing certain gadgets for certain objectives. Our buddy RC is here again to race us one more time, and you can kind of see the racetrack here he intends to put us through. But you'll also see these gadgets in these boxes that we can't use. These are like little rocket boots that are meant to make us go faster so we can actually keep up with him this time. But we don't have access to it yet. And we're not going to get access to it for a while. Good little while. It's several levels away. So that's kind of the first time you are meant to discover that aspect of the game. I like that the health pack item is a battery. It's very cute. It's very fun. Falling off of things is not cute nor fun though. So we are making our way to one of my favorite spots. Let's just kind of chill out. Don't know if any of you guys watch any Austin out there, but he's got a series where he covers odd and unremarkable spots in video games. I would say this is one of those. Maybe not odd so much as unremarkable, but I will remark on it anyways. You get a good clear view right here of the strange skybox they got going on here. It's just this ever repeating string of identical homes, and it just wraps around the whole level, and you can see all of that from up here. And actually, once we get to the top of this tree, you can, and even here actually, you can see the entire level from up here, which is kind of cool. See where we started right over there. You see where we just came from right here. This isn't one of the bigger levels, but it does have a vibe to it. I do like the sunset. If there is one thing to compliment about this strange looking skybox, that is a nice sunset. Buzz is just really honed in on his aiming right now. Anyways, sometimes climbing this tree feels like Sisyphus and his big rock. Only Sisyphus is Buzz Lightyear, and the rock is platforming. Thought experiment in the world of Toy Story. If, presumably every toy is alive, this kite here kind of brings up an interesting distinction. What, I feel like a kite isn't so much a toy, although I guess it is. What else would you categorize it as, really? But I feel like it's as much of a toy as like blowing bubbles. Like one of those tubes of bubble soap with the big bubble wand goes in it. I mean, if a kite is a toy, that's a toy, right? But the bubbles wouldn't be alive. How would that make any sense? What are the bubbles even gonna do? Am I thinking too far into this? Maybe. So now we will be on our first boss level. Previous two levels had mini bosses. This is a big boss. And it's a plane. A plane that tries to kill you.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
I didn't mention it earlier, but we do have, you can charge up your laser. One more on to do it.
Dangerous.
There we go. Pretty easy. It's not a real 3D platformer if there isn't a construction level. This is one I think of a lot whenever this game pops into my mind. One of the first levels that comes to mind. The construction yard. Here's Mr. Potato Head once again. It would seem he's missing an eye. So we find his eye, we can get this little doodad over here. More dangerous green goo. Just can't seem to get enough of this stuff. Maybe this game has a subplot about how the mishandling of dangerous waste will lead to the downfall of our climate and society. I like that you can hear the little guys in this one calling out to you. Quite comical. Look at that little guy. He's just dying for me to pick him up. Can't even keep his hat on.
Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
Buzz, stop interrupting me, dog. Jesus. I'm trying to commentate a video here, man. A button. Shit. Well, I fucked that up. And I fucked it up again. It will carry us upward to the heavens.
No time to lose.
More tool-based obstacles, gotta love it. Something that's kind of neat to do in this level in particular is standing here, kind of in the middle of this whole operation going on. And just kind of looking around and looking at all the moving parts. It's just kind of cool. See all the hot screws jumping around. I don't know why they're hot. nor why they're falling out of the concrete. You want to talk about an odd and unremarkable little place. A strange and unnoteworthy area, if you will. And you must. Very strange vibe. Again, we have a forever repeating string of
I'm Lightyear
buildings
Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
as our skybox. I do think there's something kind of interesting about the construction level being clearly during the nighttime as opposed to in the daytime. I don't know why that seems strange, but I mean, it would explain why there are no construction workers, but like all this stuff is still moving around. So like, you know, what's going on there? This is just kind of weird little feeling just looking out
I'm Buzz
like
Lightyear
this.
Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
And this guy really likes to talk, doesn't he? Would you look at that? And now you would think, oh, I guess this is where all those hot
time to
screws
lose.
are coming from. But like, what is this? What is this supposed to be? This looks like a pool of lava with a bunch of screws just sitting in it. Oh, hell. And that's why you don't keep your screws at glowing hot metal temperatures. I do really like how the level select is on an Etch-a-Sketch, and only the actual level areas are colored in. Everything else is black and white. It's a neat little touch. Look at Ham's cheeky ass. What's he giving me that look for? Is he mogging me right now? So this one's gonna be somewhat of a short stop. I think we can only get like 2 tokens, maybe 3. And the gadget that we need for this level, we're not gonna get for a little while.
No time to lose.
Shit. I need those discs. I'm not gonna be able to spin attack that guy. That is one way you can kill those, is with the spin attack, but it tends to bounce you back when you do that. Let's get the power up first. Okay, so there's like 1 or 2 spots that are like this that I can think of in this game. For some reason, where you would normally be able to grab onto this ledge with no problem, this table is really particular about how you latch onto it. For some reason. As you can see, I mean, I know you can't see me using the controller, but the only thing you have to do to grab onto these ledges is just jump towards them and keep like moving towards it, and he'll just grab onto it automatically. It's not like a specific command you have to put in, but this one just doesn't want to do it. So it ends up just being keep trying it until it works. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, I promise it's not me. Watch, I'm gonna go do it first try on this box and on this ledge. See? No problem. No problem at all. I can even do it here. Well, I guess not.
No time to lose.
See, I can grab onto this box, but then this table just really does not want to let you grab onto it. And that guy won't shut up down there. You know what? I give. Let's see if we can get up here without it. Or maybe we can jump to it from up here. I think that's possible. There. I'm gonna go ahead and stock up on it. I'm not coming back to this table. I don't know what this table has against me, but I don't appreciate it. Alright,
Time to lose.
here's a new enemy type. This box of little cardboard airplanes. Here is the aforementioned gadget that we don't have yet that we'll need to make any real progress in this level. There's a lot of climbing in this one that we can't do. So we're at our 50, so that's at least 1 token we can for sure get. There's our boy Rex. Chillin'. Well, maybe not chillin'. Now it is time for Big Boss number 2. One of my personal favorites, I'd say. Could be the in-universe lore reason why there's dangerous green goo everywhere. Green goo monster. So you can see the fun little gimmick here. So we kind of got to kill him over and over again You shoot him and he shrinks. And he comes back bigger. Pretty sure there's something around here. I think we got one more.
You are a sad, strange little man. That might be.
Buzz, why are you talking shit? This guy towers over you. Boom. It is kind of wild, looking back on it, that I assume this game came out shortly after the movie, but they include all these little scenes from the movie in place of, like, normal cutscenes. And, like, no one would do that now on a game based on a movie. They would just make cutscenes. The cutscenes might, like, loosely, follow scenes from said movie, but they wouldn't just include scenes from the movie like this. It's kind of cool. There's our boy, the Mr. Potato Head, still gatekeeping the cool shit. Fuck off. You got the tried and true green bean. This is a strange room. Is this like, what is this meant to be? This is a very small room for a person, and there's no windows or anything, so like, is this like some kind of storage closet? But then why is there the ever-prevalent green goo? And why was that dinosaur toy in here by himself? Did he do this? Is this his cell? And if so, what crime did he commit? Ooh, Nelly. Can I climb this chair? Please? Damn. The green goo strikes again. I'm gonna have to shoot that lock while on one of these. Come on, there we go. Nice. So he wants us to ride the skateboard onto the trampoline, run along these shelves, do some parkour, through the store, to the checkout area, to collect the chick in that egg. Seems simple enough. First try. No need to say it, I already know. I'm the best. And here's a whole lot more of this lethal goo stuff. And I just would really like to know, why is this stuff everywhere? And what is it? I also like how strange this wall texture is. Because it would seem that these are meant to look like, toys, like the boxes and such. But then they're flush against this, like, pegboard looking situation here. Kind of funny looking. Monster hockey. I don't even know what that is. Back to the wall texture situation. You can see here, and we'll see it again in the next level as well. These boxes do stick out from the wall. But not all of them do. And that's kind of weird. They probably could have done that for all of them, right? Just to add a little more depth. And it looks really weird when this section here looks like it's painted onto the wall. The funny thing about these fickle PlayStation 1 camera controls is that they are in fact fickle. A lot of the time the camera just sort of does what it wants. Oh shoot, I didn't collect the Pizza Planet token from the farmer chicken. Well, shucks. Al's Toy Barn is Daniel. Al's Spaceland is Cooler Daniel. Something I like about this game is that almost all of the platforming consists of you, a tiny toy spaceman, climbing onto seemingly large, human-sized objects. But like climbing onto these drink cups to get to the top of these arcade cabinets, like they're these big monumental structures. We're gonna climb this stuff one more time because we are gonna get into this ball pit. As unsanitary as it may be, although we are a toy, I don't suppose germs are really a concern. We don't have immune systems. we as toys, my fellow toys. Kind of a strange choice having a ball pit inside of an arcade room. A stranger choice that there appears to be no way to actually get in here as like a person. I mean, I got in here because I came in through the top. But I would imagine a person, a child especially, is not meant to get in that way. This spot here kind of makes it look like a door. Maybe it is a door. It's vaguely door-shaped. Ah, our old friend, the invincibility bubble. All these Buzz Lightyears and evil Zurgs are shooting at each other with respective blue and red lasers. It's fun, right? Nice. Nice. Tell you what, one of those green beans would be really useful right about now. Boom.
To
Bitch.
infinity and beyond.
So, I'll be honest, I like the vibe of this level, but it's a bit tedious. Especially if you're prone to falling, which I obviously am. Oh, I missed a coin. Try not to let that ruin my day. Now let me tell you something, guys. This rat right here, this rat pisses me off. I'm gonna show you why this rat pisses me off. So it seems pretty simple, right? You just need to jump up here into the rat to grab it, okay? It's really not that big a deal. However, well, of course I get on the first try. That normally takes many, many more tries. So now we can climb these. But this is where it gets tedious, because it's very easy to fall off of these, as you can imagine. But also the waiting for each elevator to move the way you need it to. There's also another baby rat on the wall somewhere. It's kind of designed in a way that you can't get it without falling off of the elevator, which is lame, but nevertheless, it is what it is. Where is this rat?
No time to lose.
Oh no? What the hell? Okay, so that's never happened before. I no-clipped straight through the elevator. There are two things we need to do at the top of this elevator shaft.
No time to lose.
Yeah, I'm getting there, man. First thing that I want to do, first we're gonna go in there. Activate a shortcut. That section in the ceiling, the big gaping hole up there. That's the next place we're going. The spider toy. He's got a web cannon. And can fly, I guess? That was kind of odd. Oh. I seem to have also forgot that his web cannon doubles as a flamethrower. Because why wouldn't it? Kind of brute forced it there, but it got the job done. So what could happen is that you can fall in this giant hole. Oh, you've got to be fucking joking. Well, yeah, so you can fall through just like I did if you didn't know about the shortcut that you could activate over there and you just climb straight up your first thing. You would fall through that big hole, possibly all the way back to the ground level. And you now have to make the long climb back up to do it all over again. Ask me how I know. If I had to pick a favorite level, this is probably my favorite level. Al's Penthouse. So first of all, the music alone. You know, you see this room, and you wonder, what's with the sponges on the floor? Well, allow me to enlighten you. We're just gonna flood the room. Reach the next button. Here's the water level up some more. Back onto the sponges. Well, I messed that up. So now we got to drain the bathroom, because I suck. Start over. Ham, I'm getting there, okay? I know I owe you money. You know I'm good for it. I just need some time, okay? So now the water is pretty dang high. I wonder if this is possible to do in real life, in any capacity. Let me get our first little guy. I think that's a rabbit. I could jump in the tub and drain all the water with that button. But if you remember, this vent that we came here through
when my laser goes off.
is wide open. And when you go to leave the room, as you saw, it drains the room for you. But, like, this was wide open. There's no water out here at all. No water damage. What's that about? This looks like a very thin and uncomfortable sofa. It's one of these ugly new bird things. But there's also a box that has 2 pathways we could push it down. Do this one first since it's closer. The train room. Or actually, I guess it's the bedroom. It's also the train room, but it's a train-themed bedroom. Which brings up an interesting question. This is definitely Al's bedroom, right? I mean, this is his apartment. He lives here alone, to the best of our knowledge. This is the only bedroom on the level, ergo in the apartment. So does Al, esteemed owner and founder of Al's Toy Barn, sleeping in a giant train engine bed?
No time to lose.
And if so, how do I get to be like him? So we got another puzzle here, and I really don't like this one because it doesn't make any fucking sense. But we got some train tracks here, and a train on the tracks. You can see it's driving on a loop here. But we have this box over here, and we gotta push this box all the way along the edge of this room so we can get on top of the bed here. So the buttons are meant to get the train to stop at the end over here, that little stopper right there. We need that train to hit that stop using these buttons to change its course. And I just could never get this to make sense as a kid. Even as an adult. If I did it right, we will find out shortly. Hopefully I did it right the first time. Oh, I messed something up. Shit. Shit. Back on the thing. Ooh, shit. Now let's see if I did it. Oh. Boom. Easy peasy. Now we can work unimpeded. And there we go. Doesn't this part of the lamp right here look like you should be able to stomp on it? This is a neat little detail, though. This little spot right here. Shit. But these are the little glass cases that Al keeps the Woody's Roundup gang in. Alright, time to fight our mini-boss. Actually, hang on. First, I need to paint a picture here, right? Imagine you're a kid. You jump down to this part. Run around the corner and you see that. This creepy-ass guy standing at the end here. Just super still. Well, I guess he's moving his arms or whatever. He's just standing there. Very unsettling. There's something kind of unsettling about this too, honestly. I mean, he is just dead as a doornail. There's no sparks flying out of this one, no broken parts. He is just dead. Sounds like Buzz is coming down from a murder. He's got that adrenaline pumping. Now for yet another boss.
So we meet again, Buzz Lightyear, for the last time.
So this is super eerie. Oh wait, there he is, right there. Standing right there. Floating, I should say. Man, what an atmosphere, right?
It's Zurg!
Face not Buzz Lightyear.
Not today, Zurg!
You can't damage him with your laser. That'd be too easy. You gotta use your spin attack and jump at him, but he'll try to get you to jump off of this elevator, and if you do so, you die.
Gah! Gah! Ow! Take that, Buzz Lightyear! Vengeance shall be mine, Lightyear!
Alrighty, on to the airport. I would love to know what the hell is this guy's problem. This level here marks the beginning of the end. We've got one more level, like actual level after this, and then the final boss. The gimmick of this one,
Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
this guy just loves to talk over me. There's these conveyor belts all over the level. I like the boing. I love how when you kill these enemies, they just fade away into nothingness. Shit. No fucking way. Is this game good or what? Look, you motherfucker. There's that freakish looking wrestler guy. We might be in this room for a minute, because I like to mess this one up a lot. It's just a little quirky thing that I do. I also like the idea that Buzz Lightyear, a 6-inch tall plastic toy, has enough strength in him to push 2 commercial airplane landing tires. I guess he's also heavy enough to weigh down one end of an entire wing.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
Guess that's why. I guess he just told us. Now we gotta fight our mini-boss, Prospector. Of course, he doesn't take damage from our laser. Gotta hit him with the spin attack.
Enough! Ow! Enough! Ow! Stop! Enough! Stop! Ow!
Look at the Prospector's just lifeless corpse.
I'm Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger, Universe Protection Unit.
Execute Order 66. On this level, we got a big plane making donuts in the parking lot. Also a helicopter just hovering up there. So we got another one of these kind of puzzles. I'm pretty sure we need all the lights lit up. Try... Oh, wait a minute. No. We just need to match the bottom row with the top. We need our red light off. Yellow light off. There we go. Well, that was much easier than I thought it was. With the thunderstorm and the rain and everything, the lightning in this level, it does kind of give off last level vibes. Because after this, it's the final boss. That dark and mysterious corner is where the mini-boss is going to be for this level. You might notice there's no way to get up there from down here. There's this thing, but it's not close enough that we could jump from it to here. So we're going to have to find another way up there. So now we can also climb up here, up this flagpole. And this is where we figure out how we're supposed to get to that boss area. We're going to climb on top of the plane. We're not going to make it. We're going to have to do a whole another circle around on this plane. Gives us time to kind of take in the view, I guess. And look at that. One more fun little infinite skybox wrapped all the way around this airport for us to look at. What city are we supposed to be in? Have I never thought about that before? Somehow I can't imagine Andy being a New Yorker. So there's our honestly kind of intimidating mini-boss. I don't like the look of that guy. Of course. Doesn't take damage from our laser. Hang on, this guy is like almost the same as the Prospector, except his little tool slam makes a shockwave that follows us. like a heat-seeking shockwave. Even though we're made of plastic, so we don't have heat per se. But whatever. It really is hilarious how all these bosses just drop dead like that when you beat them. Like, are they knocked out? They're toys. Can you knock out a toy? Our last real level is done. You might be thinking, cool, that means we are almost finished with the game. As I mentioned earlier, we are not. We have to go back to a few previous levels to get all of the Pizza Planet tokens we didn't get the first time. Starting with Andy's Neighborhood, and then Alleys and Gullies, then Alice Toy Barn, and there's one I forgot, Elevator Hop. Normally you wouldn't have to go back for that one, but I'm stupid, so I did. And after that, the final showdown. So let's pull a Avengers Endgame, and we're going to go back to these previous points in time and grab our Infinity Stones, or rather, our Pizza Planet tokens. I do wonder if you could beat this race without the boots. If you just keep bumping him on the nose like that so he stops. I definitely prefer it this way, though. Plus, this is sort of a nice, oh hey, you remember this level? There we go.
To infinity
On to the next.
and beyond.
So, pretty much everything that we need to do is up here. So, we're going to be using the chain gadget
No time to lose.
from the elevator shaft level. Climb up these fire escapes. Now, this is like the mother of climbing segments in this game, I feel like, because of how careful you have to be not to fall off. Oh, I guess I could have used the chain link right there. Anyway, if you're lucky, you'll just fall into the fire escape here. But if you're not lucky, aka me, you'll fall all the way off down to the ground level. Have to do this all over again, so we're going to try not to do that. Got a ducky friend over here. Oh shit. Well, I guess that was the more lucky side of the spectrum. Oh no! And that was the less lucky side of the spectrum. You've got to be joking. When I first discovered YouTube as a kid, this was one of the games I would play while listening / watching YouTube. Now I am playing this game while
Don't let me in the
making
way when my laser goes off.
YouTube videos, which is a really weird duality, coming full circle moment. Oh no, please. Oh no. Oh my god. I'm having fun, I swear. You know, playing this part over again, this climbing up the fire escapes part, is kind of flooding back all the feelings from playing it the first time when I was a kid. I think this might have been one of the first, like, video game experiences that I was kind of, like, proud of myself for completing. See, because as an adult, I'm still having issues. I can't imagine how frustrating this section probably was when I was a kid. So, honestly, props to child me for getting through this section with his sanity intact. Well, debatably. So now, we are pretty much at the top. No! No, 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 no! Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now we finally made it to the top. And we can fight the mini-boss. This fucking guy. A clown top. Chat, was the build-up worth it? At least this one takes damage from our lasers. Hey, maybe that's the move. Best way to fight a top is to be a top. Pause? Alright. We just got one more to pick up while we're on this level. Now we just gotta get the rest of the ducks. Should be relatively painless. There's number 4, which leaves just one duck. Aha. So that's where he is. Shit. Oh, it's good to be back. No! No! Shit! Oh my fucking god! Why? Why? Pray tell, why? No! Fuck! No, please! Am I dumb? Stupid, even? Intellectually declined? There. No! Oh my god! Are you joking? Oh, no. Holy shit. I am losing it. That was incredible. Truly. No! You're fucking joking! Dear God. Excuse me. Keep track of your fucking children next time, please. Thank you.
To infinity and beyond!
So now we need to get the little chickens, or chicks, rather.
Hey, over here, boss!
Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Oh my god, I made it. Oh my god. Thank God. Nice.
To infinity and beyond!
We only have one Pizza Planet token left to collect. I don't actually remember which one it was we didn't get. I'm gonna say it's gotta be the rats. I don't think I turned the rats. Wait, so I already got that. And maybe it was the coins. Maybe I didn't get enough coins. Jeez.
That's the ticket.
Oh, thank God. Okay, and that is that.
Infinity.
We have now collected every Pizza Planet token in the game. All 50 Pizza Planet tokens across the entire game. From Andy's house to now the final showdown. Hey look, it's Woody and Jesse. And nothing else. Also, why is this plane so empty? Do I not know how planes work? Or are they usually not just completely empty like this?
Howdy, Space Ranger!
Oh boy, 3 mini-bosses.
Worthless space toy!
And I guess the plane is taking off as well. Trying to get the cowboy first, since he takes damage from lasers. Okay, this is a little more difficult than I remember it being.
Go home to your toy chest!
I want to just brute force this, but it would be very bad if I got a game over at literally the very end. Die. Die. There's one. There's two.
Go home to your toy!
Last but not least, Filthy Prospector. Now we get our last cutscene.
Stinky Pete, I think it's time you learned the true meaning of playtime. Right over there, guys! No! No! No!
There we go. We did it. And that's that. Toy Story 2. The video game. I'm not gonna play this game for at least a year, I think. We'll see. And that is Toy Story 2. Yeah, so some time has passed. I've been working on this video that you're currently watching for at least half the year. I'm recording this now after I have just finished editing the whole video you just watched, except for obviously this part. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of the video. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. As I mentioned earlier during the, what level was it? Andy's neighborhood, where I was on the tree, climbing the tall tree with the Zerg kite. This video was like inspired by people like Any Austin. I liked his idea and a lot of his content in general because he likes to cover not just older games, some also like modern newer games, but he likes to pay attention to the smaller details that you're not really supposed to pay attention to in games. And I'm a lot like that too. I have been since I was a kid. So when I found his videos, I thought it was really cool to see somebody putting into words the things that I have always like noticed and thought of growing up into adulthood. So this is sort of like me dipping into that, I guess, or stealing, whatever you want to look at it as. You know, as you get older, I feel like you start to look back on the things you enjoyed when you were younger, you know, when you were a kid. You start to appreciate a lot of the things that, not that you necessarily took for granted before, but you just didn't even think to stop and appreciate it. It wasn't like you weren't grateful, I guess that's not the word, but that's what I'll use. Not that you're not grateful for those things, you just don't know anything else. So, what am I talking about right now? Anyway, I wanted to play this game on the channel regardless because it is one of my favorite games from my childhood. But I also wanted to do more than just play it and have you watch because obviously this isn't like a normal let's play sort of thing. I didn't show you everything. I cut so much out. That's what honestly took so long to edit. That's what took the longest during editing, was just cutting things out. I didn't want to just be another regular fucking let's play. I wanted it to have some of those reminiscing aspects like in Any Austin's videos. And not just Any Austin, by the way. Like other creators like Nakey Jakey. I love his introspective moments during his videos. I love how he really romanticizes the games of the past and how they make you feel. I mean, not so much romanticize. I wouldn't say romanticize because I relate to it, so it's like romanticized makes it feel like it's not that good. Like it doesn't, the feeling isn't that strong, but you just like to think it was that strong. I don't think that. I think it genuinely is that strong. Those connections you have to the things you enjoyed as a kid do really stick with you forever. And that goes into little games as simple as Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1. You know, some people have Mario 64 or Pokemon or Battlefront 2, but this and some other games from my childhood, those were my GTA San Andreas is. I wasn't a PS2 kid. A lot of kids my age back then they were PS2 kids or Xbox 360 when that came out. But a lot of PS2 kids. I was not a PS2 kid. I grew up with a GameCube and a PlayStation 1. And then later on I got a DS and a PSP and my life was set, let me tell you. But a lot of the games I feel like that most kids were growing up playing in the 2000s weren't the games that I was playing growing up in the 2000s. And you know, for that reason, I deemed it worthy to make a whole video about this game because it might be one of those games that a lot of people don't know about that holds a lot of good memories for me. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you so much for watching to the very, very end. You're a fucking trooper, and I love you. Hope that's not too forward, but I mean it. I really do. So thank you. I'm still working on a Cyberpunk 2077 video. It is a little slow going because it's like there's a lot more going into it than I've ever put into a video. I've like written a whole script for it. You know, I'm actually going in and recording like specific parts, you know, of gameplay and such instead of it just being a whole playthrough. like I've done previously. And I'm really excited for it. It's been daunting, and that's honestly why this is coming out first. I actually started working on my Cyberpunk video before I started working on this Toy Story video. But I kind of was getting overwhelmed really quickly. There were some things not going how I wanted them to go with the video. I got frustrated with it, so I kind of had to take a break. That's what this was. Something simpler. It still took forever, and I'm sorry, but it was simpler. It didn't feel so heavy on my mind as the Cyberpunk video is. I know that might sound ridiculous to some people, but Cyberpunk is genuinely quite possibly my favorite game of all time. So making a video about it, let alone my first like foray into like video essays, it's a big deal to me, and I really want it to be as good as it can be. So I'm just gonna keep taking my time and working on it. I kept setting deadlines for myself for it, trying to be all responsible with it, but it just stressed me out a lot. So I'm not doing that now. I'm just gonna take my time and make sure it's as good as possible. I think you all will really enjoy it because I'm really enjoying making it, despite the stress. It's still it's kind of good stress. There's good and bad stress. I am having fun doing it, so that's the important part. Thank you all again for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.